Okay guys, so this video is more going to be like a raw podcast sort of style video because recently I've been watching YouTube and I feel like I take in so much more information if it's just someone talking with no cuts, no fancy edits and stuff like that. So we're going to try it out for this video, see if you guys like it. And the topic of this little one-on-one podcast, so to speak, is the harsh reality of forex trading. Being a forex trader myself for the past, I guess you could say 5 years now, because I started in 2019, late 2019, and it obviously is early 2024. So based on years, it's been 5 years, but it's actually only just over 4 years. And the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is because a lot of people get into forex because they want to live this flashy lifestyle. And they have these super high expectations and goals of what they're actually going to achieve within the first 6 months, the first year, the first 2 years even. And I'm just going to tell you, it's not going to be like that. Whatever you expect is going to happen, expect it now not to happen. I get people online always say, these self-help people, these preachers, so to speak, they often say, oh, dream really big, set your goal as this for the year, set your goal like this. But I feel like in trading, you shouldn't really do that because you're just going to set yourself up for failure. If you're aiming to reach, let's say, 6 figures profit in your second year of trading, how do you even expect that to happen? Because obviously you should be treating trading as a business. What average business goes from zero, having absolutely no skill, to earning over 6 figures in profit in their second year of running? The percentage of that actually happening is very slim. And these people are expecting it in trading, where it is an industry that has such a high failure rate that the majority of people even watching this video will never make money in trading. And that is just the harsh reality of forex trading. People often think that they do things better than the 99% of traders. It's pretty much the exact same. If you're going to want extraordinary results, you're going to have to do something that not every other trader is doing. I feel like when I was learning, it was kind of a different situation to probably a lot of people actually watching this video. But I started to learn to trade when I was 16 years old. And if you are 16 years old, you probably know you don't have any liabilities. You don't have family to pay for. You don't have rent to pay. You don't have to pay for your food or anything like this. Obviously, there are some situations where people are obviously less fortunate than others, granted, but based on my experiences, I didn't have to do any of that. And it was about the time where the UK actually went into lockdown. So I was doing an A-level from home, which was economics, and I pretty much had all day to do whatever I want. Literally whatever I want. So what did I choose to do? Because I was already interested in forex trading, and the week prior to the lockdown was when I actually dropped out of college to pursue trading, to try and make it happen for myself. So I was at an agricultural college, to do fishery management, and the catalyst for me to actually drop out was being told that the average salary in that industry was only £25,000 a year, which I guess it's just the average salary in the UK, around that sort of £25,000-30,000 a year mark. But this kind of made me want to quit and pursue something that could potentially make me a lot more money. But in the first year, I didn't really expect to make loads of money because I knew that most likely it's just not going to happen. I was young. I didn't really have any experience with handling money. So the first year, I just spent all day backtesting. And I feel like the main thing that's actually helped me, because obviously backtesting helps and everything like that, but I live traded so much. I had money coming in because I used to resell clothes on like Depop and apps like that in the UK. I don't know if they have them in other countries, but Depop, you obviously buy and sell used clothes. So what I do is I buy clothes on, let's say, eBay, because on eBay you can get the clothing usually a little bit cheaper, and then you resell it on these used sites. And I used to sell like Stone Island, jumpers, coats, everything like that. Canada Goose, Montclair, all these sort of like high-end, expensive brands that people go crazy for. And I was just buying and selling these. I was making pretty good money as well for a 16-year-old. Some of these items, I buy a coat. I remember one coat, there was this Stone Island puffer, and I bought it for £150 and I sold it for £350. There's a £200 profit on a £150 initial investment. I think that's pretty good. But this was how I kind of got the money to start with live trading, and it did fund a hell of a lot of blown accounts. I used to blow an account after account back in those days, but I feel like that kind of got it out my system because I was used to live trading and I was always trading with live money. It meant that when I actually started seeing success, the accounts were able to grow quickly because I was used to seeing 90% drawdown on the accounts because I was obviously just risking and trying to flip the accounts at the start. I was used to seeing a lot of money, fluctuating, whether it be in profit, whether it be in drawdown. And I even had some crazy account flips when I was quite young. Notably, my first live account, the first 2 weeks of trading, I put £450. Well, I actually put £700 into the account. That then went down to 450, and I was trading this whilst I was still in college. Actually, I entered the trade, and we actually had to do like an exam. So we're in like the computer rooms where you can't use your phones, you don't have Wi-Fi, anything to check, especially MT4. And I went out of the exam. I think I was trading GBP NZD, and I was £250 down on this trade. So I closed out. I was like, I'm just going to cut my losses here. I actually had no clue what I was doing actual trading wise, but I knew that if I kept holding the trade, it probably wasn't going to end up very nice. So cut the losses, and I was left with £450 in the account. The following week, I traded GBP. I can't remember if it was GBP USD or GBP JPY. I'm pretty sure it was GBP JPY, and I traded that on shorts. Flipped the account to, I think it was, I made like £750 on those trades. Then the following few days in that week, I traded gold and GBP AUD and got the £450 up to £2,000. So after seeing these like profits on small accounts and actually dealing with £1,000 days or like 500, £600 days, when I actually started scaling and trying to grow my accounts, it was a lot easier for me because I was used to it. And actually live trading and not demo trading from the very start is something that I'd say you should do. Obviously, if you're a complete beginner and you've never even used MT4 before, set up a demo account, familiarize yourself with the actual interface, setting your stop loss, setting your take profit. How do you take partials? These are all things which you actually need to figure out before you go live and actually risk your money on it. There's no point going live on an account if then you're going to try and close partials and you accidentally close the whole position. These are things which it's better just to make sure you are competent with before you actually take it onto a live account. But when I was live trading, it got to the point where I didn't really think about the money at all. I was just thinking in terms of percentage and how much profit I was making, not monetary, but like percentage gain. So I was focusing, okay, how much percent can I make with this month backtesting? How much can I make with this month? How much does that equate to over the whole year of trading? These are things which I was actually focusing on. And once this actually happens, once this shift happens in your trading, I feel like that's when success just comes to you. Once you stop caring about making as much money as possible, that's when you start to see success. And I feel like the reason behind this is when you're trying to make money, you're not making decisions based off of what the charts are showing you. You're basing your decisions off of, if I don't get in this trade, this is how much money I could miss out on. So obviously it is FOMO, or for fear of missing out, because they see other people making money. They don't care about other people making 5% in a day because that means nothing to a beginner trader. If you said to someone that's been trading 2 weeks, I made 5% today, they'd probably just ask you, well, how much money did you make? Or if you say to someone, oh yeah, I'm a trader, if they ask you what you do, they often just say, oh, how much money do you make? Or, oh, I bet you make a lot of money. Because being a trader and being in finance is often, associated with large profits or making loads of money, high salaries, these sort of things. And, I don't blame the newbie traders getting into trading industry for believing this and actually thinking this is how trading is, because that's what is actually marketed towards them. These ads are run with these people getting out their Lamborghinis, or they're on a yacht, or they're at this massive manor house in the countryside promoting, teaching a garden how to trade. If you know about that one. Classic video. But if you're marketed a certain way and that's all you see about a certain subject, then that's what you're going to believe. And that's what's going to be ingrained in your mind unless you are taught something different and you actually see it for yourself. And if you're actually in this position, you're seeing other people making profit. You're seeing people making tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds in payouts or profits on their personal account. And you're only making £200 a trade or even £50 a trade, but you're still making 3-4% per month on average. You're not going to be satisfied with your results. Even to this day, I'm never satisfied with the results I'm actually making. If I quickly just get up my MT4 to show you guys, this month on a $100,000 funded account, we're up $11,000 from 2 trading days. So I've only traded for 2 days and I trade like 2 hours a day. So that's 4 hours work and I made $11,000. But I'm not satisfied with that. And the reason is because I see other people making 150K, 250K. And I feel like it's actually hard to get out of that cycle where you obviously, all my good days are increasing. Obviously I've had those like 40-50K days in profit, but those are when all the accounts are linked to trade copiers. You make like 3%, but you're actually making 40-50K because of obviously the large capital which you actually have. And I'm actually doing a video on this funded account which will be coming out soon, but you're never going to be satisfied with the results because you'll always want more. And I guess a lot of people won't see this as a bad thing, because obviously it's good to want more. It's good to want to achieve more and do better than you previously have done. But in the grand schemes of things, you sometimes need to be satisfied with your results and actually accept that what you're doing as a trader is quite unbelievable. If you think about it, I traded for, let's say, 3 to 4 hours and I made over $10,000. That's over $2,500 an hour. So if you look at that in terms of like a normal job, probably like £25-30 an hour. And if I'm making £2,500 an hour or dollars or whatever it is, I usually just talk in pounds, obviously, because I live in England, and it's very confusing because I get paid in pounds after it's converted, but I trade in dollars and it's a complete disaster. But I feel like if you keep chasing the money and these big days, that is when you'll start to make errors in your trading and you'll start to take risks which are unnecessary. My personal account that I trade, this account is solely percentage gain. I don't care how much profit I'm making on this account because I'm just focused on consistently trading this account, consistently growing it. Even if I make 1% in a month, consistently for 5 years, I'm happy with those results. You'll often see traders promote their trading and they'll say, I make 20% a month on average. If you put 20% profit monthly into a compound interest calculator with a $10,000 account, I'm pretty sure after 5 years, you'll have close to, or if not more than $500 million. So these traders that claim to make this amount of money, if they're not multi-millionaires, then they're lying to you. It's as simple as that. You can't make that amount of money consistently without getting mega rich because of the compound interest. It's just as simple as that. So a quick fix for this is to either not look at social media for trading. And this is kind of what I do now. I used to watch forex videos. I used to follow traders on Instagram and everything like that. And I'd obviously see all their trades and stuff. But now I don't follow any traders. I don't follow traders that flash a lifestyle. Obviously, it's fine if people promote obviously what they're doing in their life and everything like this, and they're not flashy about it. I prefer to follow the traders which are okay, this is how much data I've been collecting. These are my results over the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 months. I'd rather see that and see someone progress rather than someone just being like, oh, I made 150k in this one day and stuff like that. It's not really something that I personally like to follow. I'd prefer if someone just did a video like this talking about their experiences in trading, how they've actually managed to become a trader, tips for other traders, how they've actually dealt with the losses, the big wins, everything like this, because I feel like that's not taught in trading. People teach how to make loads of money, but they don't teach how to deal with having loads of money in trading, because you can make loads of money, but how do you deal with that wealth? What do you do with it? Where do you invest it? How do you pay your taxes? I get countless messages every single day. How do I pay tax? I'm based in this country. How do I account for prop firm and personal payouts? Everything like this. This stuff isn't taught. I guess because every country's got different tax rules and everything. But I feel like people need to be more open about these sort of things. And I feel like you can't really go to people that you're close to outside of trading about trading. And this is probably apparent for a lot of people. And a lot of people I'm either friends with or have spoken to about trading who are not fully profitable yet. Or they might be fully profitable, but they're not making, let's say, considerable amounts of profit. So even if they're making like a few £100 a month or a few £1,000 a month, considerable amount of profit I'd say is above like 30, 40k a month. And let's say it's your partner, your parents, your grandparents, they won't have a clue what you're doing. A lot of the times people will just think it's gambling. If I'm speaking to my grandparents, they often just ask me, do you trade in Bitcoins? And I find this quite funny because people assume if you are trading, then you're either in crypto, you're buying Bitcoin, everything like this, because they have no clue what forex trading is. And obviously this is fine. You never have to justify what you're doing. If you're putting all your time into forex trading, it's just like putting all your time into setting up a business. Or it's like Elon Musk. People probably thought he was absolutely crazy. Sleeping in his office, him and his brother just coding one on, one off. People probably thought they were crazy and they've completely lost the plot. And this is probably true for a lot of people trying to get into forex. You're going to have people which are going to be like, why are you spending so much time doing this, analyzing, backtesting, collecting all this data when you're just losing money? And this is going to be frustrating for you because you're seeing all these other people getting the results, getting the payouts, their consistent profits, and you're not at that level yet. But I feel like in this situation, you just have to stay focused on the goal. And obviously the goal is to become a profitable trader. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone outside of trading because they won't understand the actual time you're putting into it. And this is what comes with trading. This is what comes with becoming better than the average person. I was going to say better than everyone else then, but I feel like you don't just become better than someone just because you make money from trading or that you make money in business, because there are a lot of people that have money that aren't better than the average person or the average working person, let's say. But I feel like with trading, it is tricky, especially now because of all like the Instagram, social media stuff around trading. If someone comes up to me and asks me what I do, I don't say I'm a forex trader. I either say I run businesses, or I am a commodities trader, or I just work in finance, because there's people just think if you trade forex, then you are one of these like forex scammer people. But if you can actually trade, this isn't an issue for you because you know what's really going on. But the thing with trading is you're never going to be satisfied, and it's kind of the industry where you can't really master trading. So even now, I'm going to be backtesting. I literally posted in my mentorship group last week a full month of backtesting to show the people the reality of how my trading works. I think in the full month of backtesting, which was 30 days, obviously. I think it was January, so it might have been 31 days. If January even has 31 days, I'm not even too sure, to be honest. But I think I had 3 setups in the whole month. And to a lot of people, if they're actively trading, that would be very, very frustrating, because you see setups and potential trades which you could have taken, but there's maybe one confluence missing, or there's one thing that makes you not enter the trade. Then it goes in your direction. These things are going to annoy you so much. They're going to frustrate you, and you're going to want to, next time you see something similar, you're going to want to get into the trade. It's going to be tricky, but if you had that discipline, if you think, okay, I need to stick to the plan. The plan is there for a reason. That's fine. But always in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, last time it dropped. Last time I would have made this much money. Last time I would have been able to buy this after I got the payout. This is bound to happen in your trading. It happens with me all the time. I see it all the time on social media. Let's say you're in a trade, you're up 3 grand, you close the trade, then it goes to 20 grand. Well, it would have been 20 grand. Happens all the time, but you just got to think, before you got in that trade, you didn't have that 3 grand. So you've got 3 grand now, so it's fine. And back onto the backtesting, if you don't have a 100% win rate, you haven't mastered trading. I feel like it's as simple as that. These people say they're like trading masters or they're number one forex trader. This is kind of a load of rubbish, because you can only master something if you are the best at it. I feel like if you are the master at trading, then you can beat the markets, and that is not possible. So if you have a 99.9% win rate, technically you haven't beaten the markets, because they still win a small amount of time. I feel like to be the best, you have to be undefeated. This isn't the case with forex trading, obviously. Obviously, you can be a really, 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 really good trader and win 90% of the time, or even win 50% of the time and make a hell of a lot of money. But you can always improve. And I feel like that's the beauty of trading. A lot of people see it as like a downside, because you're always chasing, trying to be better, trying to make more profit, trying to make everything like this. And this, like I said in the start of the video, this can be bad because it forces you to make errors. But I feel like if you do it in a healthy way, with maybe it's collecting data, you collect more data, you try and refine your edge as much as possible by just increasing your win rate. And if you increase your win rate with your average risk to reward being constant, then obviously your profit is going to increase just as a result of this. If you increase your edge in the markets, maybe win rate, risk to reward, stop loss size decreases, all of these sort of things will increase your profit just as a result. If your edge increases, or if your edge gets better, you make more profit. That's just how you kind of have to look at it. But to get to that stage where you can say that you are a fully profitable trader and that you have an edge that's working, but then you can still improve it, you have to lose a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. If you're not a good loser and you can't lose well, then you'll never make it in forex, and you should probably just quit. A lot of traders, it will make and break all their trading after a loss. Not after just one loss. I feel like after a winning streak is when a lot of people actually go downhill. And I think I tweeted about this, I think I tweeted about how it's very, very bad for a beginner to have beginner's luck in trading. I had it, and it led to many, many blown accounts. And I feel like it is terrible for beginner traders or traders that are breaking their rules, or they don't have a full plan. If they win, it is terrible. It kind of gives them this ego that shouldn't be there. It doesn't match their trading. It doesn't match their strategy. It doesn't match their discipline. It just matches luck. It's as simple as that. If you flip a coin 10 times, you might be right 5 times out of those 10. You might have a 50% win rate, but it doesn't mean you're a good trader. The market can only go up or down. You're going to get some luck, even if you don't have a clue how to trade at some point. And that's just how it happens. These people get into the markets. They'll trade either on a demo to start with. I don't know what happens with demos, but I feel like it's impossible to lose. I remember at the start, I put like 3k into a demo account, and it was at 180k. I thought I was like Warren Buffett. I thought, I can't lose. But it soon humbles you. Let me just tell you that. But once you actually get to the level where, let's say you're a beginner, you've made profit for a week, you flipped a demo account, and you think you're ready for a live account. You think you've beaten the markets. You've got perfect strategy now. Even though you've only been trading for a week, the thoughts are still there in your head. And this is not good. Even if you're not a beginner, you've been trading for a year, 2 years, you break your rules, you win, terrible. Probably the worst thing that could actually happen in your trading. Because then it makes you think that it's okay to do that thing again. A lot of people that are new to trading, they'll only make this sort of money because they over leverage like crazy. Because it's not their money, they don't care what happens. If they blow it, new demo account. Simple. But you can't do that with a live account. Otherwise your bank account will deplete rapidly, which you probably don't want. Unless you have unlimited money, obviously. But once this happens, this is when the markets will proceed to humble you. And they'll humble you real good. And they will not let you keep a penny of the profits which you previously made. And this might sound dramatic, but I've seen it happen so many times. It's even happened to me. After I had that first good week of profit in my trading, I thought I can just keep risking like this. I was risking like 50% of the account per trade. And obviously, if you do the quick maths, that's 2 losing trades to blow the account. And if you are down 50% on your account, then you obviously need to make 100% to get back to break even. So people think, oh, I'm down 50%. Now I just risk 50% of the account to get back. But you actually need to make 100% instead of 50% because obviously you've lost half the balance. And after this happens, the markets will destroy you. You might have another good week of trading. You might even have another couple of good weeks. Or that rule that you broke might win for you 3-4 times in a row. And this obviously makes you think it's okay. I just always say to traders that get into this situation, why is that rule there in the first place? Why have you written this rule down in your trading plan in the first place? And often they'll say, well, in my back testing, I found this. Or I was live testing, and this is what I found was least profitable, so I cut it out of my trading. But then they end up breaking the rule. It wins. So then they just keep doing it over and over and over again. I saw on Twitter, someone was talking about this. I think it was like a 3 strike rule where you have like a table with the mistakes you've made or the rules you've previously broken. And if you strike 3 times on that mistake, then you have to quit trading. Obviously, people will think that's quite dramatic, but I feel like if you've written it down, you've noticed that you're making a mistake, and you still make that mistake 3 more times, trading's not for you. If you lack discipline, if you lack patience, and you can't stick to a simple plan, then maybe you shouldn't be trading in the first place. It's kind of quite simple. And I feel like that's a good way to actually put it, because if you can't stick to a simple plan, which is literally the only thing you have to stick to in trading, then how do you expect to make money in the long run? You might make money in the short term. In the long term, it's probably not going to happen. So to wrap up this video, I just want to say, I'm not saying trading is obviously something that you shouldn't get into, and this video might have put you off a little bit, but if you're looking to become a profitable trader, you need to put in the effort that people aren't usually willing to put into trading. It's the same with business. It's the same with sports. You wouldn't see Ronaldo putting in the same effort as a Sunday League footballer. Otherwise, he wouldn't be at the same level. Obviously, there is luck involved with everything, with business, with sports, I feel like trading doesn't really have much luck. But if you put in the hard work and you consistently collect data, you will probably become profitable. I feel like these people that preach not everybody can be a trader, I feel like that is a complete load of rubbish. I feel like everyone can be a trader. It's not a personality type that you are a trader or not. If you put in the work, you learn to be patient, you learn to have discipline, then you too can maybe be at this level where you're making decent money, you're making decent profit, consistent profit. That's all that really matters. And hopefully I see you guys at the top on a yacht next summer in Monaco. Catch you guys there.